Okay, so the key is, again, and it's so important to listen carefully to this, the key is, again, to give something away that costs you little or nothing in exchange for contact information, something of high perceived value, so something that your potential client would really value. And it's up to you to think of what that is for your business or your business category, but it's important to keep this in mind. When you're asking for their contact information, the more information you ask for all at once, the less likely they are to give you any information. So it's a good rule of thumb to ask for the absolute minimum amount of contact information in exchange for that item of high perceived value. Well, what is the absolute minimum? For me, in my business, the absolute minimum is an email address and a name. If I have your name and your email address, then I feel good about my chances of converting a fair number of people to becoming my paid clients and converting them from prospects. If I ask for the phone number, I personally don't make a lot of calls, but the more information I ask for, again, the fewer people altogether I get. So if I ask for the phone number, I'm likely to run away people. I'm also likely to get a lot of phone numbers that aren't valid, and that could be a time waster if you're going to call those phone numbers. If you want to ask for more than just the name or the email address, like the phone number or their physical address or their business category or something else, then what I recommend you do is ask the person for the minimum in the first step, and then later on ask them for more information. So for example, on the home page you might say, to receive this item of high perceived value, please provide your email address, your name and your email address. Then the next step says, in order to make sure that this is getting into the right person, going to the right person, whatever, we would like your phone number and your physical address. And then you could even have a third option where, you drill down, get even more data, like, a full survey, like what's your business category, or it just depends on your industry. You have to use your head a little bit and come up with something creative and compelling, which is really the answer to the question. So let's review what we've done so far. So far, we've created a web page that we've submitted to the search engines. That web page is super fast. It's not built in Flash because Flash won't get you search engine rankings, and it won't load quick enough for your viewers to see it. They need to see a concise headline that reminds them or tells them they're on the right website. You need to have a clear call to action that's available to your site visitors without them having to scroll. And then you need to ask them for contact information, and in exchange for giving that contact information to you, you should be offering them something of high perceived value that hopefully costs you little or nothing, and you should be asking for the absolute minimum amount of contact information on the first step. So we'll continue shortly.